Archangel Michael says, a forgotten relative's left you a royal fortune. Don't tell this to anyone. If you don't open this message on June 28th, you won't receive the $3 million Open It Quickly, my dear child. Archangel Michael has a message for you today, so please don't skip this video. This message is sacred. It is not just a line of words floating through your screen, it is the sound of a door unlocking in the invisible realm. You didn't land here by mistake. Something guided you. Something knew that your heart was finally ready to hear this truth. Not just about money, but about identity, inheritance, and the divine justice that has waited patiently to arrive. Archangel Michael is not coming with empty phrases, he is coming with divine proof that what was once hidden, lost, or denied to you is now surfacing. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Today. A name has been whispered in the heavens for years. That name is yours. And next to your name, a scroll was written, a heavenly document declaring what was meant to be yours since birth. Not just spiritual gifts, but a portion. A divine inheritance. Something royal. Something sacred. Something that was never supposed to end up in the wrong hands. But it did. And that's why Archangel Michael was sent. Not just to alert you, but to retrieve what was stolen. To deliver what was delayed. To return what blood once carried that paper never told you about. There was a relative in your bloodline who was wealthy, not just in currency, but in character. They carried wisdom. They carried a promise. But they were silenced before they could give it all to the one they trusted. And now, on the other side, they've been praying to heaven that you, the rightful soul, would be given what was kept in the shadows. That relative saw something in your spirit long before you were even born. They saw your purity. They saw your strength. And before they passed, they set a quiet instruction into the hands of angels. When the time comes, give it to the one with the light in their eyes. Give it to the one who still believes in love. Give it to the one whose prayers echo in truth. And heaven waited. Until now. Michael stands not in a courtroom, but in a throne room. And in his hands is not a sword, but a golden envelope, sealed with fire, etched with the name that matches yours. Inside it is more than money. It is legacy. It is dignity. It is a divine transfer. The kind of gift that money cannot define, but money will follow. It's the kind of fortune that doesn't just bless your life, it repairs the years your family was robbed in silence. And now, that envelope has reached your spirit. And Archangel Michael is gently whispering, don't ignore this. It's yours. It always was. But there's something you need to understand deeply. This was not meant for public ears. That's why Michael said, don't tell anyone. Because in every family, there are hearts who love and there are eyes who envy. There are souls who celebrate and shadows who sabotage. And what's being revealed to you is too holy, too timely, too precise to be exposed to premature mouths. Some people would talk you out of it, mock it, or delay it with doubt. But this was not given to them. It was handed to you. Quietly. Powerfully. Eternally. The amount is not a coincidence. $3 million is not just a number, it is a symbol. It represents the completeness of a threefold blessing: restoration of what was lost, honor for what you endured, and expansion for what you will now carry forward. It will come not through lottery, not through begging, but through alignment. Through divine orchestration. And this message is your moment of alignment. This is the moment heaven stops waiting. This is the moment heaven says, if you open your heart now, everything can shift. So open not just your eyes, open your spirit. Close the voices of logic. Silence the noise of the past. And hear this clearly: you are the heir of something heavenly. And heaven is tired of watching you live beneath what your bloodline was built for. You are not ordinary. You are the answer to a promise someone made before they died. You are the one who still dreams, who still believes, who still cries in secret asking God, when will it be my turn? And this is heaven's response: now. Your turn is now. Don't miss this moment. Not because of fear, but because of reverence. Because this is the kind of message that heaven doesn't send twice. And when Michael speaks with urgency, it's not to rush you. It's to remind you that time has already been patient. That angels have already fought long. That the gates are already open. And all that's left is your yes. Archangel Michael speaks again, not through thunder, not through fire, but through a still voice that pierces deeper than sound. His tone is not harsh, it's pleading. His cry is not fear, it's urgency born from love. He says, this was not a coincidence. It was a battle. To get this message to you, we had to fight through resistance you didn't even know existed. There were spirits assigned to confuse you, distract you, and convince you that your time had passed. But the truth is, your time wasn't lost, it was protected. Every time you cried alone thinking, why am I being overlooked? Every time someone else got promoted while you stayed still, every time you watched others receive while you quietly served, God was writing a case for you in the heavens. And Archangel Michael was gathering every delay, every betrayal, every hidden document that had your name erased, and he was presenting it at the throne of God, saying, they were faithful. They didn't give up. They didn't retaliate. They waited. And now, they are ready. Your name, yes, your real spiritual name, has been glowing in the heavenly realm. And it's not because you're famous on earth. It's because you remained righteous when it cost you everything. It's because you prayed when you had no strength. It's because you loved even after being rejected. And heaven does not forget hearts like yours. Heaven builds inheritance on souls like yours. Heaven chooses quiet warriors like you to carry silent legacies, and now, the silence is being broken. There is a letter. It exists. It's physical. It was once written by the very relative you hardly even knew. They knew they were going soon, and they wrote it not in fear, but in expectation. They said things like, "One day, this will find its way to the one." And though people around them tried to hide it, cover it, even destroy the will or twist the words, angels recorded it. And the contents have been preserved in heaven's archives. You may not see the paper with your eyes yet, but Archangel Michael is holding the spiritual equivalent right now. And what is written on it will change your entire life. It says that you are the chosen one, not by bloodline only, but by soul. You are the carrier of a promise. And that promise now has weight. Real blessings. Real provision. Real financial flow. But not just so you can spend it on things. This fortune is coming to heal what money broke. This money is coming to redeem what generational silence destroyed. This is not a lottery, this is a legal restoration. It is a royal inheritance assigned to a royal soul who never asked to be crowned, but was always destined to reign. And this relative who left it behind, they have been watching you from the realm of peace. They know what was done behind your back. They saw who tried to keep it. They saw who whispered lies and signed fake documents. But the one thing they know heaven will never allow, is for the innocent to be denied forever. And that is why this message has arrived. Because the delay ends now. The lie ends now. The silence ends now. Archangel Michael has removed the final veil. And the truth, your truth, is now in motion. That number, $3 million, is not a fantasy. It is the heavenly translation of all that's been withheld. It is what was meant for you when the family house was sold. It is what was meant for you when the land was divided unfairly. It is what was meant for you when people said, "You don't deserve this." But heaven says, they deserve even more. Because while others fought for property, you fought to stay kind. While others chased greed, you chose peace. And now heaven is repaying what earth tried to hide. Michael is not just standing beside you, he is guarding this process. He is clearing the way. He is blocking anyone who tries to interfere. But even he says, you must believe. You must receive. You must open. Because even angels cannot deliver what a closed heart refuses to touch. This is not about deserving. This is about destiny. This is not about wishing. This is about awakening. You are not stepping into fantasy, you are stepping into justice. And justice, when it is divine, cannot be stopped. So take this moment and don't let it pass. Don't doubt it. Don't analyze it. Don't ask if it's too good to be true. Ask yourself instead, why would heaven send this to me now? And the answer is simple. Because you are finally ready. Ready to hold it. Ready to use it. Ready to honor it. Ready to walk into the version of your life that was written in the stars before you were even born. Do you feel the stirring in your spirit right now? That warmth in your chest, that sense of being seen, of being understood beyond words? That is not imagination. That is the angelic confirmation touching your heart as you read. Because heaven doesn't speak through noise, it speaks through knowing. And right now, Archangel Michael is kneeling before the scroll of your destiny, not because you are weak, but because what belongs to you is so sacred, it must be handed over with reverence. There is something you must know. The one who left behind this royal fortune was not just a wealthy individual. They were a guardian of divine secrets. They held on to something holy in the midst of earthly chaos. They tried to pass it on while alive, but people around them, blinded by greed, intercepted it. They tried to hide it in documents, fake signatures, twisted wills, and sealed safes. But God cannot be outwritten. What is divine cannot be buried by human agendas. And so, they passed. But before they did, they whispered your name one last time. And heaven heard it. Now, you are being drawn into a divine courtroom. But not to defend yourself, to be honored. The angels have gathered the evidence. Not of your flaws, but of your faithfulness. They have placed every tear you cried as proof. Every act of love you gave without return. Every time you said, God, I trust you even though I don't see how. And Archangel Michael stands as your advocate, not just for justice, but for restoration. He says, my child has waited. Let them receive. There are two figures who have tried to stand in the way. Their names aren't known by all, but their hands have touched what didn't belong to them. One of them tried to keep the house. Another tried to silence the paperwork. But neither of them knew that a divine protocol was set in motion before they even acted. Every twist they made, heaven countered it. Every lie they told, heaven recorded it. And now, those two are powerless to stop what's been released from heaven's treasury on your behalf. But Michael warns gently, do not open your heart to bitterness. Because what is being released is not just money, it is peace. You must receive it clean. Not with vengeance, not with pride, but with purpose. Because this fortune is not just for your comfort, it is for your calling. This will allow you to build, to sow, to move, to restore others. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to lift others with what was rightfully yours. And now, that moment has arrived. Heaven is watching closely. Because this message has come to very few. Many skipped it. Many scrolled past. Many said, "This can't be real." But heaven says, they were not the one. You are. Because you didn't just come here with curiosity. You came with hunger. With quiet hope. With a heart that still believes in miracles. And heaven always answers hearts like that. The envelope has not disappeared. It is still hovering over your spirit. But not forever. Archangel Michael says, there is divine timing in this. If this window passes, it will not close out of punishment, it will close to protect the purity of the blessing. It must be opened when the soul is awake. And right now, your soul is fully awake. You are seeing clearly. You are ready. Let this sink in, you are not being blessed randomly. You are being remembered intentionally. The blessing is not late, it's on schedule. And the $3 million, though it may manifest in unexpected forms, is not symbolic only. It's real. It is the total weight of all that was assigned to you, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and generationally. And this is just the beginning. Michael is not here to entertain you. He is here to deliver. The time is not in years. It's in minutes. This is the kind of word that, if received in the spirit, shifts things in the physical. You will see signs begin to move. You will receive calls you weren't expecting. Letters you forgot about will suddenly surface. Dreams that went cold will reignite. Because you finally heard the truth, you are not forgotten. You are not denied. You are divinely chosen. There is a room in heaven that looks nothing like what you've imagined, no golden floors, no flashing light, just shelves, shelves filled with sealed scrolls, each one carrying a name, a destiny, and an assignment. One of them has your name written in light. It has been sealed for years, waiting for a moment when your heart would be soft enough to hear it, strong enough to carry it, and wise enough not to sell it for momentary pleasure. That scroll has just been opened. And as it unrolls, Archangel Michael whispers gently into your spirit, "This was always yours." But it's not just about wealth. It's about what was taken. The love you didn't receive from certain family members. The celebration you never got when you achieved something. The inheritance they gave others, while pretending you didn't exist. The way they looked at you, not with hate, but with calculation. The way you were tolerated, not treasured. All of that, every hidden moment, is written in the scroll. Not to shame them, but to show you that heaven saw everything. You didn't imagine it. You weren't being dramatic. You were being prepared. Because only those who carry invisible pain can carry invisible favor. And now, Michael is standing in that heavenly archive, pointing to your name, telling the others, release it. All of it. What was withheld, what was diverted, what was tampered with, restore it to them now. And in that moment, the atmosphere around you shifts. Things begin to happen. Conversations in the spiritual realm begin aligning. Agreements once made in secret begin to be broken. Blocks that stopped your progress suddenly move. And all of it, is because you opened this message in your heart at the same time. That relative who left behind the inheritance was not only wealthy in money, they were wealthy in foresight. They knew what kind of people surrounded them. They knew jealousy would rise once they passed. That's why they whispered a secret to God before they took their final breath. They said, Lord, don't let them be forgotten. Let the one who carries peace carry the promise. And that one, beloved, is you. They knew something you didn't, that this life isn't fair, but heaven always is. They saw the scheming. They noticed the fake smiles at the funeral. The ones who pretended to mourn but were really looking for access. But heaven doesn't run by deception. It runs by discernment. And heaven has discerned that you are the rightful heir. This message is your confirmation that divine papers are being rearranged. What was lost is returning. What was never given is being replaced in abundance. You were never after their money, but heaven decided it would use the money they tried to hide as the vessel of your restoration. And that's the justice of God. He doesn't just give back what you lost, He makes the thief regret ever touching it. But Michael says again, don't go back to them for validation. You don't need to prove your worth to those who couldn't recognize it. You don't need to announce what's coming. This isn't for boasting. This is for building. This is for healing. This is for legacy. And those who were blind to you before, let them remain blind. Because what is about to happen in your life will speak louder than any explanation ever could. The $3 million may arrive in unexpected forms. It could be land, property, a document reappearing, a legal case tipping in your favor, a phone call from someone who's been keeping something, a letter that never reached you. But no matter how it arrives, one thing is certain, it's real. And it's near. And it's time. The final key to unlocking it is trust. Not in people. Not in chance. But in the God who never forgets. The God who hid this message until you were spiritually ready. The God who let others walk away so you wouldn't bring them into the blessing they tried to block. The God who sent Archangel Michael to speak it, because he knew you would listen this time. You have not missed it. You're not too late. The inheritance is not lost. The divine clock is still ticking toward your favor. And the moment your spirit fully believes that, doors will swing open without you even knocking. Because heaven doesn't need permission to bless the one it has already chosen. There is a reason this message came to you today and not yesterday. There is a reason your eyes are reading these words now and not weeks ago. Because heaven doesn't operate on delay, it operates on divine appointment. And today, June 26th, is that appointment. The day where the heavens stop what they're doing to hand something over to you that has been guarded, hidden, and divinely preserved. And as Archangel Michael stands in silence, watching your heart take these words in, he knows something you don't yet fully realize: your entire life is about to change. Not because of luck. Not because of coincidence. But because God kept this fortune sealed away until the exact hour your spirit would be mature enough to carry it and humble enough to honor it. And now, the seal has been broken. This isn't about a random amount of money. This is about generational redemption. This is about a forgotten branch of your family tree rising again. Someone in your bloodline carried a spiritual mantle, a sense of vision, grace, and divine generosity, but their voice was muted. They were misunderstood, isolated, taken advantage of. Yet before they passed, they sowed a final prayer into heaven: please, if nothing else, let someone who carries my spirit rise and complete the work. That person is you. They didn't leave you this because you are loud. They left it because you are quiet enough to hear God. Because you are pure-hearted enough to use it right. Because when others saw money, you saw meaning. And heaven never forgets that kind of heart. Archangel Michael is showing you something now, not a memory, but a scene that is unfolding in the spirit: a lawyer, a document, a sealed safe, a conversation that was meant to be forgotten, but now is being revived. Something is being retrieved. Something is being corrected. And someone who didn't want you to know, now cannot stop what heaven is revealing. The truth will be delivered, whether they like it or not. But listen closely, this restoration won't feel like revenge. It will feel like peace.